Oh my God! Bill! Oh my goodness! Come here, big boy! Ah! How you guys doing? This is Josh here with Ohio Fish Rescue. Just wanted to stop in and give you guys a little update on what's been going on in the pond here. I know you guys have been asking about Big Bill and how he been doing with the other alpha in the tank. Is he messing anybody up? So today I'm here to bring you guys good news. I'm going to go over here and see if I can find Big Bill. He came in here, and I'd say for the first night, maybe two, that they were fighting, but my alpha right there, he's the one on the far left, he put Big Bill into his place, and there hasn't been no more problems. As you can see, they all look pretty good. Got his color back. There's not too many rips on his fins. They are healing up. Of course, you got Brutus coming up to say hi. But things are finally starting to get back to normal here in the 58,000 gallon pond. We picked up this Ultima 2 10,000 from Chicago, and so we had to figure out some place to hook this up. I went ahead temporarily hooked it up onto the pond here using one of my external pumps just to keep the media that was in it alive. So we've got that pumping back and filtering this tank that doesn't really need it, but I had to keep this guy alive. So you guys can see all the plants are starting to come back from that salt shock. That wasn't very good on the plants, so we've been cycling out all the salt, and we've been trying to make the best of it, and now it's finally down to where the salt levels are starting to be not non-existent, so all the plants are starting to wake right back up and starting to grow again. You see new sprouts pretty much everywhere on every little plant. I have that whole black bin still filled with plants, but let me go ahead and take you guys in the fish room and give you a little update in here as well. So getting back to the 3000 here, as you can see, there is absolutely no more problems in here. Nobody's getting messed up, and all the aggression has subsided in here. As you guys can see, there is one of the iridescent sharks that my dad had brought back from Chicago. We're using this 3000 as a quarantine, so he's healing up pretty nicely. There's actually two of them in there. And then we've got this marble cat over here. He's doing well. His whiskers did burn off a little bit in transport because of an ammonia spike, but he'll heal right back up. That's not an issue to be worried about. As you guys can see, we still have Smashmouth in here. We have Mac over there, and Cyclops and the other ones are over in that corner, but those all came from Rob Volts. They're still doing well. Of course, we still have our big old Oscars. And then this bass right here is doing pretty well. No more problems in this tank whatsoever. Alright guys, so along with today's video, I'm going to go ahead and take you over and show you all the fish that my dad had brought back from Connecticut in this last trip. We have them over here quarantining in this 700 gallon tank, as well as the 550 over here. But the problem is, there is way too many fish in this 700 gallon, and we're having to do daily water changes on these guys. It's a lot more stressful on the fish, so I think what we're going to end up doing is just moving these guys today into our system. They'll be in stable water, clean water. The only thing that we'll have to do is we'll then have to treat, 80,000+ gallons of water. Does that make you happy, big guy?
No, that costs me big money and all that, but it's the lesser of two evils, and I don't want a chance losing any of these fish. They mean too many too much to too many different people. So we're just going to incur the cost and treat all the water and put them directly in, and then it's one less time they have to be moved.
So for those of you that don't know, it is my dad's birthday today, and this is what we're doing right now. It's always what's best for the fish around here. So we're going to go ahead and get these guys in clean water, and then we're going to go celebrate after we feel the fish are good.
Now this water was crystal clear yesterday. We did a 2/3 water change when we added the fish, but there's more fish in there than there is filtration. So it's going cloudy, it's starting to smell. That's not optimal water parameters for fish that have just been stressed out. So in lieu of everything else, this has to be done first. I want to get these guys in good water quality, so we could keep them in here and do water changes daily, but it goes from good quality overnight, worse. Good quality, changing water parameters is the worst thing you can do to fish. So I'd rather just get this done like Josh said and worry about my birthday later.
All right, guys, it's time to start catching them.
Good luck. Although you got one of the big Phoenix barbs.
2 foot plus Phoenix barb.
He's going into his future home of the 4,400 gallon. Josh has got to climb the stairs, step ladder.
Mind the fish. Make sure he doesn't get hurt.
Oh, look at Schwarzenegger's checking him out. Oh, look how beautiful he is. Look at that. See, that's why I love my water, where it don't even look like there's water in the tank.
Now, for those of you that don't know, these Phoenix barbs, I've only known one person in the United States to ever bring them in, and that is Mr. Wesley Wong. And I 100% do believe that these Phoenix barbs came from him. I still have yet to send him pictures. He's been wanting them because I told him they were over 2 foot. He got all excited and he wanted to see them. So, Wesley, if you're watching, these are your babies, and they're awesome.
Nice catch.
Kind of hard to see on a black on black thing.
Well, it was a nice catch if you'd have retained him, Joshy.
Alright, this right here is Carl's baby. This is a close to 3 foot giraffe cat.
Oh, that's what I measured it yesterday. It was 36 inches.
Oh my.
Well, like 35 3/4, but I'm calling it 36. Look at that guy.
Don't splash me. I'm trying to load you. All right, there we go, buddy. Come on. Get your nose out. There we go. Put him away.
You know what? He just wants to hang out there. Right beside him, that's a 4 foot ripsaw or Niger cat. It was actually 46 inches, but 4 foot. That's a 3 foot. That's the biggest giraffe cat I've seen so far. And he just took a trip all the way. He was in the car for about, I'd say we left there at 4 o'clock. We got home for 12 hours. It took us 12 hours to come back home. He was in the car along with some other big monsters. For 12 hours, he survived. I did have to stop at 2 gas stations. They're called Pilot gas stations or trucker gas stations. They do have a utility room with a tub in it and a garden hose. So I have found my holy grail of helping me get across country fish pickups. It's Pilot gas station. You just go in and ask them, and they've never said no to me so far. I love them. They help us out every time. And the problem with doing big water changes on the road is you can't use just a garden hose. You got to use a utility tub where you can temper the water. I keep a electronic thermostat with me, or a reader, and I can. Oh, look how pretty! Oh yeah. They go straight to the bottom and rust at their new place. Some big fish, Josh.
Yeah. You don't realize just how big these things are on this video.
He goes straight to the pool.
The pool?
Yeah. Here we go, Pat. We're releasing your big iridescent straight into the pool. There he goes. Look at, he's got himself an ocean now. Pat is his mommy. She's had him in a 300-gallon tank. And there's our big fish. And he blends right in with our big fish. He's actually, is he longer than Brutus? Because Brutus is 36 inches. He's about the same size as Brutus. So he's a good 3-foot iridescent. And oh, there he is next to the big ripsaw. And then here's 2 other iridescents in here, Pat. We've got this guy, which is a regular blue iridescent. And then this one over here. Let me see, where's the white one, Josh? There he is. Oh, there they go. There's 2 iridescents swimming together. Ours might be a little bigger than yours, Pat. But she's in her ocean now, where she can live out her days. Are you ready for the next one, big guy? I know that got you soaking. Oh! Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Straight up. Okay, the last Phoenix barb.
Wow, the feistiest too.
Oh! Oh my God. That last bat of the tail heading down got you and me soaked. Look at you.
I used to smell nice.
Now you think you're upset. I just got out of the shower. And look at my face. It's drippy. But you have to deal with that when you're messing with big fish. There goes a big old whopper of a fish. Giraffe cat. And now the Phoenix barbs. Josh, you seen where they are? There's one there. Oh, he got a mark on this side. There's one here. And then now one of them went down behind here. He's laying there. He's breathing slowly and he's fine, but he just went down behind the rocks. When he first got in. Yeah.
Alright guys, just a few minutes went by. The guy came out of the corner. As you can see, they've got some vibrant pinkish red color to them right underneath their heads. And right now they are stressed. They will get a little bit more red, a little more color to them. See, the one guy has a little bit of some eye cloud, but that'll clear up no problem. But they are a schooling type fish. They are called a Phoenix barb. These guys are awesome. The smallest guy is about 24. The biggest guy, I'd say, is over 26 inches.
Oh, he just did that on his net.
Yeah.
Look at his
Right on
tail
it.
fin. That'll take about 2 months to heal up. That dent in his side was there, not them 3 little red spots. That's from bashing himself inside the net. But that dent on his body was there when we got him, and it had been there a long time, they said.
Look at the patterns on this guy. Just
Oh, he's loving
stunning.
life, just swimming in the ocean.
His whiskers will grow back. Just give it some time.
That came out of the that came from Carl from New York I just got back from. He was in was it a 180 or a 300? It was a, I mean, he could turn around because he's bendable, but, you know, Carl wanted him to go to a better home. So his mouth got a little bit tore up on the transfer, but he was in that tub for 12 hours with some other big fish. And I did everything I could. And it took me 8.5 hours to drive there and 12 hours to drive home because I had to stop twice doing water changes because the parameters got too high. So with big fish, you got a lot of piss. Piss is ammonia. Ammonia burns them. It'll burn their fins back. It'll turn their eyes white. Burn their feelers off. I mean, ammonia's not good for fish. So if I didn't stop, he probably wouldn't have made it. But so it took us 12 hours to come home, but it was all worth it seeing him swim in this big ocean of a tank. Look at him. Look close to him. Look at his spotting, his colors. Yeah, he's beautiful.
Definitely with just them 4 fish, you've added a lot of character to this tank. You step back and you just see reds and blues and swimming catfish.
Pinks. We haven't had pinks before.
But let's go take a look at this girl out here and see how she's doing. Where is she at?
She settled down. Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is.
Over in the shallow end.
I don't think she knows what to do with herself either. But as you can see, them little gashes on her head, that
Well,
happened.
they were there when I got there. She had that big gash where she actually had jumped up out of the 300-gallon tank she was in and cut herself on the top braces. So now her fins weren't as red as that. She was much prettier white and pinkish, but that'll all come back in time. She just got stressed moving. Anytime a fish is moved, their heart's pumping a lot and their whole body turns red from the blood streaks and the veins pumping blood out and stuff like that. So their fins turn red, their body turns from a white to a pink. All that'll be gone in about an hour. She'll be back white again. And by tomorrow, all of her fins will be back, their normal color and she'll be okay. It's going to take a few months for that gash in her head to clear up, but it'll clear up. We've got, very good water quality here. I'm on that all the time between me and Josh checking in and adding water and it's always good water quality here. Our ammonia's 0, nitrates are 0, and then or nitrites. The nitrates are about 5 to 10. They go up when we put new fish in because we have to turn up the water drip. But we've got fresh water coming in constantly, and water overflowing out. So it's a pass-through system. May cost us a little more, but I don't have to do no water changes. So the time and energy I save on not doing water changes, I get to go and work and make more money to cover the cost of the water.
So the good thing for this girl is she made it to the 58,000 and she will never have to be moved again a day in her life.
That's one I brought back from New York, Connecticut.
Now if you guys are lucky, you'll get some underwater footage inside the pond soon. Alright guys, we're about an hour later. She's already looking 100 times better. The blood's already receded. She's swimming around, having a grand old time. Nobody's messing with her whatsoever.
She's casual. She's just cruising like hundreds of feet at a time. She just cruises. She just went from the shallow end all the way over here to the deep end. She's on her way back.
She doesn't know what to do with herself.